Picture this: a bone the size of a man's leg, unearthed from the fertile soil of West Virginia in 1838. The local farmer, John Cartwright, while plowing his field, stumbled upon a tibia bigger than any human bone known to science. This was no ordinary archaeological find. It was a revelation. But why? You might wonder, have you never heard of this astounding discovery? The answer lies in the deliberate actions of the Smithsonian Institution, who swooped in, confiscated the remains, and locked them away from the public eye. They erased the evidence. They silenced the truth. Travel westward to the serene landscapes of the Ohio Valley. In 1871, a group of amateur archaeologists unearthed a burial mound containing massive skeletons. These bones measured up to 9 feet in length, their skulls boasting double rows of teeth and jawbones fitting comfortably over the face of an average man. The site, known locally as the Serpent Mound, was promptly visited by representatives of the American Antiquarian Society. They documented every detail, yet their findings never saw the light of public scrutiny. Instead, they vanished into archives, obscured by the veils of academic secrecy. Now, let's journey to Lompoc Rancho, California, where in 1819 soldiers excavating for a new fortification unearthed a skeleton nearly 12 feet tall. Its thigh bone alone challenged the comprehension of the men who found it. Reports from the time indicate that this discovery caused an immediate stir, a buzz that spread like wildfire among the scientific community of the era. Yet, the Catholic Church intervened. They declared the site sacred, swiftly buried the remains, and forbade any further excavation. The skeletal giant was lost to time, its existence denied by those who feared its implications. In Wisconsin, 1891, the small town of Maple Creek witnessed an astonishing find in a Native American burial ground. Here, an entire chamber of giant skeletons lay in repose. Unearthed by Dr. Humphrey Bannister, these remains were meticulously measured, cataloged, and prepared for public exhibition. However, the Smithsonian Institution again played its hand. They intercepted the skeletons, claiming them for further study, never to be seen again. They buried Dr. Bannister's research beneath layers of bureaucratic red tape and academic dismissal. The evidence is not just in the bones. Consider the artifacts, massive swords of an unknown metal, unearthed alongside these skeletons. Their composition defied contemporary metallurgical analysis, imbued with an iridescent quality that seemed to hum when touched. The blades bore markings reminiscent of no known language, sparking theories of lost civilizations and forgotten technologies. These swords were spirited away by the United States Army Corps of Engineers, who labeled them a national security threat, ensuring they never reached the public. In the quiet town of Lovelock, Nevada, 1911, miners uncovered a cave filled with giant mummified remains. The mines yielded not just skeletons, but entire families of giants, wrapped in strange, fibrous cloth that glowed faintly in the dim light. The cave walls were adorned with paintings of colossal human figures wielding tools that emitted beams of light, illuminating scenes of everyday life as if captured in a frozen instant of time. These artifacts were quickly removed by the Bureau of Land Management, who sealed off the cave under the guise of preserving a natural wonder. Each discovery challenges our understanding of history, each artifact a whisper of a forgotten past. The gatekeepers, be they the Smithsonian, the Vatican, or other shadowy forces, have actively concealed these truths. But why? What do they fear? The answer might lie in the biblical echoes of giants roaming the earth, a narrative not of mythology, but of reality. Stay with us as we delve deeper into these monumental mysteries. The story is just beginning. Imagine the Appalachian Mountains, shrouded in mist and mystery. In 1856, deep within these ancient peaks, miners searching for coal stumbled upon an enormous chamber. Inside lay a colossal skeleton, perfectly preserved in a standing position, as if frozen mid-stride. The bones were unlike anything they'd seen before, thicker, denser, as though designed to support a creature of unimaginable strength. News of the find reached Dr. Ephraim G. Squire, a prominent archaeologist of the time. Yet, before he could document the discovery, the mining company sealed the chamber, allegedly for safety reasons. It was a cover-up, plain and simple, an act of deliberate sabotage to keep the past hidden. In Tennessee, 1845, farmers tilling the land discovered an incredible sight beneath their fields, a network of tunnels lined with massive skeletal remains. These tunnels, stretching for miles, were perfectly engineered with smooth, polished limestone walls. The skulls bore elongated craniums, suggesting a race of giants with advanced cerebral capacities. Renowned researcher Dr. Josiah Priest attempted to publish his findings, but his work was mysteriously discredited by the American Philosophical Society, who deemed it inconsistent with current scientific paradigms. His career was systematically dismantled, his reputation ruined, to prevent these truths from reaching the public. Shift focus to Death Valley, California, 1879, where an expedition led by explorer Captain Lorenzo Sitgreaves uncovered a sprawling underground city. Within its walls lay the skeletal remains of giants, some towering over 15 feet tall. The city featured complex architectural designs, including vaulted ceilings and massive stone doors that opened with a touch, as if responding to unseen commands. Reports from the dig described the presence of massive copper coins and intricately designed pottery, indicating a sophisticated culture. However, the U.S. Geological Survey intervened, declaring the area off-limits and erasing all records of the exploration. Let's pivot to the Ozark Mountains, where in 1897, an entire hillside collapsed, revealing a hidden complex of burial mounds. Each mound contained giant skeletons adorned with gold ornaments of exquisite craftsmanship. The gold bore symbols that modern cryptographers have yet to decipher, suggesting a forgotten language. Local historian Dr. William D. Garrison meticulously documented these finds, but shortly after, a mysterious fire destroyed his home and all his records. The artifacts disappeared, reportedly taken by a shadowy organization called the Order of the Golden Dawn, never to be seen again. Moved to the Florida swamps of 1916, where construction workers unearthed a massive stone chamber filled with artifacts of strange design. Within the chamber lay the remains of giants, their bones arranged in a spiral pattern around a central pillar. The pillar itself was inscribed with glowing runes that flickered like dying embers when touched. Professor Eliza M. Blake of the University of Florida made detailed sketches and notes. However, she was silenced by the university's board, pressured by unnamed federal entities to cease her research under threat of losing her tenure. In each case, the patterns are clear, monumental discoveries buried under layers of deception. The gatekeepers operate in shadows, ensuring these giants remain legends rather than history. What do these bones tell us? They whisper of a time when giants walked the earth, of civilizations with unmatched wisdom and strength. They present a narrative that challenges the linear progression of history taught within the hallowed halls of academia. This is not merely a tale of bones. It is a story of power, fear, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Stay with us as we peel back the layers, revealing the hidden chronicles of our past. The veil is lifting, and the truth awaits. The dense forests of the Adirondacks conceal more than just wildlife. In 1869, loggers clearing a new path stumbled upon a massive granite slab, intricately carved with symbols resembling a celestial map. Beneath it, they uncovered a burial site containing several giant skeletons, each exceeding 10 feet in height, positioned in a ceremonial circle. These giants clutched what appeared to be stone tablets, glazed with a metallic sheen that reflected no light. Local historian Charles F. Brown documented these finds in his journal. Yet, before he could publicize them, a group of men claiming to represent the New York Historical Society seized his notes under the guise of preserving historical integrity. Those notes have never surfaced again. In the rugged terrain of eastern Texas, 1883, a massive storm uprooted a centuries-old oak, revealing an underground vault filled with giant remains. The vault, constructed from a strange alloy impervious to corrosion, housed not only bones, but massive obsidian mirrors that showed reflections not of the present, but of scenes long past, battles between towering warriors and creatures of myth. Dr. Edwin A. Walker, a local physician with a keen interest in antiquities, attempted to organize an excavation. However, the Texas Rangers arrived, cordoning off the area and declaring it a state security concern, leaving Walker and his ambitions in the dust. Further south, the mysterious bayous of Louisiana hold a tale of unearthed giants. In 1902, a sinkhole opened near a small town, revealing a crypt filled with gigantic skeletons, their skulls engraved with runic inscriptions glowing with an eerie luminescence. The crypt walls were adorned with frescoes depicting colossal beings manipulating the forces of nature, summoning storms with a mere gesture. Professor Henrietta C. Longfellow of the University of New Orleans began translating the runes, but her work came to an abrupt halt when her funding was inexplicably cut off and her department disbanded amidst accusations of academic misconduct orchestrated by higher powers with vested interests. Let us not forget the deserts of Arizona, where in 1895, an earthquake unearthed a hidden canyon lined with petrified wood structures, housing giant skeletal remains. These remains lay surrounded by massive golden discs, each etched with a star map of unknown constellations. Dr. Elijah R. Morgan, a pioneer in the field of archaeoastronomy, recognized their significance. He made detailed records, but the discs were confiscated by agents from the newly founded Bureau of American Ethnology, citing cultural preservation. Morgan's work was buried under bureaucratic layers, never reaching the public. Finally, we turn our gaze to the rolling plains of Kansas, where in 1913 a thunderstorm unearthed a burial site of giants. These skeletons, unlike others, were adorned with armor of a shimmering crystal composite, lighter than air, yet impenetrable by any known material. Witnesses claimed the armor resonated with a deep hum, a frequency that could be felt rather than heard. Dr. Abigail L. Harris, a geologist with a penchant for the unexplained, was on site to study the phenomenon. Yet, before she could present her findings, government officials declared the area a quarantine zone, and the armor disappeared into the vaults of an unnamed military facility. These giants, these anomalies, are not merely relics of a forgotten age. They are a testament to a history rewritten by those who control the narrative. The gatekeepers, be they historical societies, governmental agencies, or shadowy orders, fear the power of this knowledge. They conceal it, knowing it could reshape our understanding of human potential and the vast tapestry of civilizations that once thrived on this earth. But the truth is a force that cannot be contained forever. Join us as we continue to unveil these truths, challenging the very foundations of what we have been taught. The giants are awakening, and their story is far from over. The Verdant Hills of Kentucky, 1876. A farmer, while digging a well, unearths a giant skull so massive it could fit over his entire head. This was not just any skull. Its eye sockets bore an unfamiliar configuration, suggesting the capacity for night vision or sight beyond the mere spectrum of visible light. Dr. Horace N. Habersham, a respected local scientist, took note of the find, describing the skull's extraordinary density and the strange iridescent fibers interwoven through its structure. But as Dr. Habersham prepared to present his findings, the Kentucky Geological Survey intervened, claiming the skull for further study and subsequently losing it in their archives. In the rolling pastures of Montana, 1898, ranchers stumbled upon a hidden valley where ancient trees formed a natural cathedral. Within this sacred space lay the skeletal remains of a giant, its ribcage forming a perfect arc over a stone altar etched with symbols of power and protection. The bones emitted a faint, phosphorescent glow at night, drawing the attention of Dr. Marjorie E. Stanford, a scholar of ancient symbology. Her attempts to share her research met with resistance, as her notes were seized by agents of the U.S. Department of the Interior, who deemed the site a protected area, effectively burying her work. In the untamed wilderness of Washington state, 1910, a landslide revealed a series of caves filled with giant skeletons. These caves, lined with an unknown bioluminescent mineral, sheltered the remains of giants in various states of repose. Each skeleton's right hand clutched a crystal orb that pulsed with a rhythm akin to a heartbeat. Dr. Harold F. Collins, an independent researcher, meticulously documented the phenomenon. However, his efforts were thwarted when his camp was raided by unknown assailants, and all his findings were destroyed. The caves were subsequently sealed, their secrets swallowed by the earth. In the fertile fields of Illinois, 1887, a violent storm unearthed a burial mound containing giant skeletons dressed in robes of woven gold thread. The robes shimmered with a life of their own, and the threads resisted all attempts at unraveling, as if imbued with some ancient energy. Professor Regina T. Blackwell, a textile expert, was eager to examine these artifacts. Yet, before she could publish her study, representatives from the Chicago World's Fair confiscated the robes, claiming they were to be featured in an upcoming exhibition that never happened. The robes and the truth disappeared without a trace. Our journey takes us next to the high cliffs of Maine, where in 1918, lighthouse keepers discovered a cave during a routine inspection. Inside lay colossal skeletons, each adorned with intricate jewelry that refracted light into a kaleidoscope of colors. These jewels, upon closer inspection, appeared to be finely cut from an unknown material not found in any geological record. Dr. Leonard J. Ashcroft, a mineralogist, was called to investigate, but his research was abruptly halted when the area was declared a military reserve. The jewels vanished, presumably safeguarded by the very entities meant to protect our history. The suppression of these findings raises an undeniable question. Why? Why go to such lengths to hide the existence of giants? The answer may reside in the unsettling implications these discoveries present. Challenges to the established timeline of human evolution and the potential revelation of civilizations with knowledge and abilities far surpassing our own. The gatekeepers, whether through ignorance, fear, or malicious intent, have sought to maintain the status quo, but truth has a way of breaking free. We stand at the precipice of rediscovering our true heritage. The giants are not mere myth. They are the echoes of a reality that demands acknowledgement. Stay with us as we delve further into this labyrinth of forgotten history. The path to truth is just beginning to unfold. The misty shores of Lake Superior harbor secrets that defy comprehension. In 1884, a particularly dry season revealed a submerged temple structure off the coast of Michigan. Divers exploring the site discovered giant skeletal remains bound in chains of an unearthly metal, impervious to rust, and imbued with an unnatural warmth. The skeletons, each over 12 feet tall, bore mysterious inscriptions along their femurs, glowing in eerie azure when submerged. Captain Elias F. Monroe, leading the expedition, recorded these phenomena, but his log was commandeered by the United States Navy, citing national security concerns. The site was classified, and access was strictly forbidden. In the sun-scorched deserts of Nevada, 1892, prospectors unearthed a cavern filled with giant skeletons, each surrounded by a ring of petrified wood. These giants were positioned as if guarding an ancient altar, upon which lay a crystalline sphere that defied all attempts to measure its weight or temperature. The sphere emitted a continuous low hum, resonating through bone and stone alike. Professor Arthur J. Kincaid, a pioneer in the study of acoustics, hypothesized that the sphere could manipulate frequencies to alter perception. Yet his theories were never published. His laboratory was ransacked, and the sphere was confiscated by the Department of War, vanishing into their vaults. Journey to the rugged cliffs of the Appalachian Trail, where in 1905, hikers discovered a series of stone chambers veiled in shadow. Here they found the skeletal remains of giants, each clutching a staff crowned with a clear, shimmering crystal. The crystals seemed to absorb light and refract it into vibrant displays across the chamber walls, depicting scenes of a long-lost world. Dr. Lydia M. Thornton, an expert in ancient optics, was fascinated by the potential implications but was quickly silenced. Her access to the site was revoked by the National Park Service, who cited environmental hazards, and her findings were quietly shelved. In the heartland of Nebraska, 1878, a farmer encountered an underground network of tunnels. Within these labyrinthine passages lay giant skeletons, each adorned with ornate metallic headgear that emitted a soft glow in the darkness. These headpieces were crafted with an intricate design, resembling complex circuitry unknown to modern science. Dr. Samuel T. Reynolds, a pioneer in electrical engineering, proposed that these artifacts harnessed forms of energy yet to be discovered. But before he could delve deeper, his workshop was mysteriously destroyed in a fire, and the headpieces were claimed by enigmatic figures who left no trace. Now, cast your eyes to the marshlands of Georgia, where in 1914, a sinkhole revealed a vast burial chamber. Giant skeletons lay arranged in a spiral pattern, linked by chains of crystalline beads that pulsed with a rhythm akin to a heartbeat. These beads, when touched, seemed to convey images of towering cities and celestial bodies. Dr. Clara E. Whitmore, an archaeologist with a passion for uncovering lost histories, recorded these phenomena extensively. Yet, her notes were seized by the Georgia Historical Commission, and the site was declared inaccessible, its secrets hidden from the world. The relentless suppression of these breathtaking discoveries speaks volumes. These giants, bound by chains of both myth and reality, represent a history that could redefine our understanding of humanity's place in the cosmos. The guardians of conventional history, whether governmental entities or shadowy organizations, fear the upheaval such revelations could unleash. But as we unravel these hidden narratives, the truth becomes an unstoppable force. The giants whisper of a time when they walked among us, their legacy buried but not forgotten. Stay with us as we continue to navigate this maze of untold history. The veil lifts, layer by layer, and the giant's story emerges, ready to be reclaimed. The depths of the Missouri River, 1894, a sudden flood unearthed a colossal stone sarcophagus buried beneath its muddy banks. Inside lay the remains of a giant, its skeletal frame encased in a suit of gleaming, articulated metal that shimmered with an otherworldly luster. This metal, unlike any known alloy, was both lightweight and unyielding to modern instruments. Dr. Nathaniel R. Hawthorne, a metallurgist, was summoned to study this marvel. His findings hinted at a lost technology capable of manipulating atomic structures. Yet, before his report could reach the public, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers claimed the sarcophagus and its contents, branding them classified. Travel to the dense forests of Vermont, 1912, where hikers stumbled upon a hidden grotto. Within its damp confines lay giant skeletons, each adorned with a diadem of translucent crystals. These diadems refracted the scant light into cascading rainbows across the grotto walls, revealing a holographic display of celestial maps and cosmic events. Professor Abigail L. Whitney, a luminary in the field of astronomy, recognized the potential implications for understanding ancient star navigation. However, her research was abruptly halted when the Smithsonian Institution intervened, declaring the site a protected area due to environmental concerns and effectively sealing it off from further study. In the arid expanse of New Mexico, 1889, a sandstorm revealed a subterranean temple complex. Here, giants lay in repose, their skeletal hands clasping rods of unknown origin. These rods, when held, emitted a low-frequency vibration that resonated with the very earth itself, suggesting a technology for seismic manipulation. Dr. Oliver J. Winslow, a geophysicist, documented these phenomena extensively. Yet, his notes were confiscated by the Bureau of Land Management, and access to the site was restricted under the guise of preserving cultural heritage. Shift focus to the haunting beauty of the redwoods in California, where in 1907, a logging crew uncovered a massive stone archway leading to a hidden chamber. Inside lay the remains of giants, their bones arranged in a ceremonial circle around a central stone pillar. The pillar, carved with intricate patterns, resonated with a low hum, creating a palpable aura of energy. Dr. Eleanor F. Carter, an expert in ancient rituals, theorized that this was a site of cosmic attunement, a place where the giants communed with the celestial. Yet, her excavation was halted by the Forestry Service, citing natural preservation, and her research was buried beneath bureaucracy. Finally, journey to the mystical mesas of Utah, where in 1915, a rockslide revealed a vast cave system. Within its depths lay giant skeletons, each adorned with an amulet that glowed softly in the dark. These amulets, when worn, seemed to induce visions of a bygone era, scenes of giants building towering structures that defied gravity. Dr. Marcus A. Lowell, a historian with a penchant for the esoteric, sought to unlock the secrets of these visions. Yet, the cave was abruptly closed by the federal government, and Dr. Lowell's work was branded as speculative, effectively silencing him. The systematic suppression of these discoveries is a testament to a fear of rewriting the narratives that define our history. These giants, these artifacts, challenge the conventional timelines and suggest a world where humanity's ancestors possessed knowledge and abilities far beyond what we credit them with. The gatekeepers, whether through ignorance or intent, have sought to maintain a shroud of secrecy. Yet, as we peel back the layers of this hidden history, the truth becomes an undeniable force. The giants' whispers grow louder, their legacy poised to redefine our understanding of the past. Stay with us as we continue to navigate this labyrinth of hidden knowledge. The giant's tale is far from over, and its revelations await just beyond the horizon.